Hey everybody, this is Scoot Malaire, and I am so excited to be here to tell you the news. I have finally decided what I want to be when I grow up. I want to be a storyteller. Now, when I first told this to my wife and my mother, who have been waiting for about 45 years or so for me to figure out what it is I want to be when I grow up, they both had the same reaction. They both laughed at first. And then they also both pointed out, that really isn't a career. And I know that. And I figure maybe what I'll do is just tell a lot of stories to a lot of people. And if anybody sees anything to it, maybe they'll help me get my name out and get these stories out. And maybe some way it'll turn into something. If not, at least I'll get to share these stories with you. I've got to tell you, there's been a couple of things that have happened recently that have really made me decide to pursue this, especially right now. So I wanted to do this for a little while. But for one thing, I work at a school that's really kind of special. You see, my school, when challenged with a lot of the behavioral challenges like most schools are challenged with, we're not just trying to go back and fix things afterwards. We're really trying to be proactive about things. And what's neat is that my principal is really behind anybody that's got ideas that they want to try. And recently, I've been given the opportunity to speak with kids that aren't just kids that are normally in my classroom. And in doing so, what I've done is share a few different stories and then pointed out some life lessons and really done it in a way that I had their complete attention. I think I might have made a difference. And on an ongoing way, I get to do things like this at school all the time. And I decided, well, why not share some of these same stories with everybody? But then the thing that really got me to decide to do this right now is that recently my father passed away. And my father, in a lot of ways, was a very special man. But he had a couple of skills that he never really took and tried to do anything with. He was a fantastic speaker. He made a great narrator when he was given the opportunity, and he loved to read to people. I still remember him reading to me when I was really young. He also had a really quick wit and a really sharp mind. And a lot of times he had a way of seeing things that maybe other people didn't necessarily see. And sometimes I agreed with him, sometimes I didn't, but he definitely was able to articulate what he thought. But he never really took those skills and did anything with them. He was really much more passionate about collecting and following and archiving and cataloging the records he collected when I was younger. And then later on, the VHSs and the DVDs of all these movies that he was so passionate about. So he was a lucky man because he really got to live his life doing what he wanted, spending most of his time following his hobbies. But me, I'm a little different. Some of the things I'm most proud about in life are these things that I kind of inherited from my dad. Being able to speak, being able to articulate things to people. I really think I've got kind of a knack for looking at things in a way that other people don't see things and then communicating that a lot of times lead to lessons. Anyways, I'm getting a little long-winded here, but I've decided that I'm not just going to sit on these ideas because I do want to do something with it. I do want to tell these ideas and stories and different approaches to things to lots of people, but I especially want to entertain. I can take song lyrics and recite them in a way that can be dramatic. I think you guys will really hear and enjoy songs you've heard for years, and now hear them in a slightly different way. I know several different horror stories that I can tell in much more modern English than what they were written in, and I think I can tell them in a really amusing way where they're just 8 or 10 minute stories. But I think you guys will enjoy them just as much as the people did when Edgar Allan Poe wrote them 150 years ago. I've got incredible stories of things that have happened to me over the years. I've lived a pretty interesting life so far, and I think I've got some funny, interesting takes on things. And then the other thing is, I think I've got a few common sense approaches to things that just might make the world a little better place. And if you listen long enough, maybe some of those things might sink in. So what I want to ask you guys to do is, if you see something you like here, if you see something of merit, apparently YouTube is really big on when people watch a video straight through, all the way through, that makes them decide to share it with other people. So if you see something you like here, watch a lot of my videos and watch them from beginning to end. If you see something you like here that might make the world a different or better place, suggest this to other people as well. Don't just click on share, but actually tell people what we've got going on here. Hey, this is Scoot Malaire. I'm not 100% sure where this is going, but I'm really glad that you're going to come along and follow this for the ride. I've got a lot of stories to tell, a lot of things that I think you'll find interesting, and I appreciate the fact that you're here for this. So, here is the catchphrase for the very first time. Subscribe, like, and share for more Scoot Malaire. That's all I've got for now. Make sure you check back soon.